Sarah Palin Saturday Night Live outrage. The explosive developments making news right now. Only a week after Tina Fey's now infamous spoof of Republican VP nominee Sarah Palin, Saturday Night Live is getting slammed for a skit that suggests an incestuous link between Sarah's husband and their daughters. Also making news right now, Tina Fey speaking out for the very first time since her spot-on impersonation of Palin and telling Showbiz Tonight what she thinks about the claims her SNL skit was sexist. With me tonight from Washington, D.C., Amy Holmes, who is a political analyst for CNN, and in Hollywood tonight, Carlos Diaz, a correspondent for Extra. All right, guys, Saturday Night Live, we know, is known for pushing the envelope. That's what they did again this past weekend in a skit really about clueless reporters for the New York Times suggesting there might be some incestuous link between Sarah Palin's husband, Todd, and his daughters. Watch this.
Yes, Stephen.
What about the husband? You know he's doing those daughters. I mean, come on, it's Alaska.
He very well could be. Admittedly, there is no evidence of that. But on the other hand, there is no convincing evidence to the contrary. And these are just some of the lingering questions about Governor Palin.
Yeah, did you notice the uncomfortable laughter from the audience there? Yeah. Amy, I'm going to start with you. Do you think SNL went too far with this?
I don't know if they went too far, but I mean, maybe Carlos can back me up on this. I think the first rule of comedy is to be funny, and they didn't serve up entertainment for their audience. So, you know, from that joke, it was hard to tell if it was a send-up of the New York Times or of Alaska and Alaskan family mores. You know, just I think fell flat. It bombed.
Yeah, well, I don't think it was even the New York Times specifically, but to the point of the skit, I think SNL would argue the skit was poking fun at how out of touch some of the so-called elite journalists can be. But Carlos, are you with Amy? Did that point kind of get lost there?
Yeah, we have a saying here at Extra, I like my funny to be funny, and that wasn't funny, you know, so I back Amy up on that one. But here's the thing. A few years ago, they did a really funny skit called Canteen Boy, you know, that had Adam Sandler and Alec Baldwin in it, and that was very uncomfortable, and people lost their minds over that, and it was actually really funny. So this one, I mean, they should have known going in that they're hitting a taboo that if there's any doubt, if it's kind of funny, don't do it. It has to be really, really funny, and it wasn't either. It wasn't tasteful or funny.
Yep, my sister has a saying, funny's cousin, not funny. Amy, moving over to you, I know you used to be, that's not funny. You used to be a political speechwriter, so I'm wondering how you think the Palin camp should respond to this skit, if at all.
Oh, I don't think they should respond to this at all. I don't think it's worth their time and attention. Sarah Palin has much bigger fish to fry than the writers of Saturday Night Live. You know, I think Saturday Night Live needs to look at, you know, when it comes to child molestation, that's kind of a tough area to crack jokes about. So as far as the Palin camp goes, I think they just let it go.
Yeah, I think after the McCain camp had released a statement about Lindsay Lohan, maybe they've learned their lesson. Stop dealing with the small stuff, stay with the issues. Of course, it's just a week before that Tina Fey did her dead-on impersonation of Sarah Palin on SNL, and that was called sexist. Well, Showbiz Tonight caught up with Tina right there at the Emmys last night, where her show 30 Rock obviously was a huge winner. Tina revealed to Showbiz Tonight that she almost didn't take the role that obviously became an overnight phenomenon. Listen to what she had to say when SNL pitched her the idea.
I was like, no! And then they said yes. And then when it started to shape up that it would be me and Amy, I was like, oh, okay. And then I started watching her and I thought, well, she has like a really crazy voice. And I was saying, not since Sling Blade has there been such an impression that every person could possibly do.
Carlos Diaz, you a little surprised to hear that Tina almost actually turned down the opportunity to play her on SNL? You'd think that'd be kind of a no-brainer.
Not surprised at all. If we learned one thing last night at the Emmys is that, you know, Tina Fey is the best writer on TV. She won the award for that last night. So here we have the best writer on TV. We also just learned just a few seconds ago that SNL writers are not at their peak right now. So they might have come to her with a skit where she was like, dude, this is Bush League. I'm not going to do this. And as she said in your soundbite, well, when I found out that I'd be doing with Amy Poehler, maybe we can ad-lib it, maybe we can write some of our own stuff in there. And it began to take shape. But in its initial form, maybe she didn't like it as much as she did later on.
Yeah, but wow, what a good decision. Did her star power rise even more by doing that skit? I got to tell you, I thought the spoof was hilarious. It was spot on. But as we have mentioned, critics actually found the skit to be sexist. Well, listen to what Tina told Showbiz Tonight about that claim.
I think it was a McCain staffer who tried to formulate a thing about it being sexist, and I was just like, no, lady, nice try. It's not sexist. We goof on everybody on SNL, and it's pretty mild goofing as goofing goes.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they do with all their goofing. SNL, pretty much an equal opportunity offender or goofer, however you want to put it. What do you think, Amy? Is Tina dead on with that explanation or what she thinks about the sexist claims?
You know, I think she is dead on. I mean, I remember when Eddie Murphy spoofed Stevie Wonder, if you remember those skits. I remember when Dana Carvey spoofed Arnold Schwarzenegger with I Will Pump You Up. I mean, this wasn't sexist, it wasn't racist, it was humor, and humor has to push the envelope. As we know, humor is the great smuggler of truth and a reflection of our culture reflecting back to us. So, you know, I agree with Tina Fey. It was funny, and Sarah Palin thought it was funny. And by the way, Sarah Palin, she impersonates Tina Fey at parties, she said.
Yes, we have heard that. Carlos Diaz, I got 10 seconds for you there, but Tina Fey's explanation about the sexist claims, you think she got it?
Yeah, Tina was so dead on with the impersonation that the staffers for McCain were like, well, it was funny, so we can't say it wasn't funny. She was really good, so we can't say she was. How about she was sexist? That's it. We'll say she's sexist, and that's what they went with, you know?
All right.